I realized about myself recently is that I must have a thing for quirky bikes. I say quirky, you know, in terms of some people's opinion about the looks or the features. So, as I've said repeatedly, this 2020 Suzuki Katana is my favorite all-time bike. I just absolutely love it. I love the riding position, I love the power. I got a tune and full exhaust, which made it even better. Back in the early 90s, I bought a Yamaha GTS 1000. And that was definitely a quirky bike. I think they only sold like 100 of them in their 2-year run in the US. That bike hung on longer in Europe. So I guess, what would you consider to be a quirky bike these days? Would it be, I don't know, a Moto Guzzi, something exotic, like an MV Agusta, maybe even Ducati? You know, some of their looks on those bikes has become rather polarizing. What about Royal Enfield? Those bikes are becoming pretty popular, mostly because they're a lower price point. I don't know that that would be considered quirky per se, but certainly, depending on where you live, it could be the only Royal Enfield owned by anybody in your area, if you bought one. You know, for Harley-Davidson, bikes that were considered somewhat quirky didn't do very well. You know, the V-Rod, as fast as that bike is, I mean, it had a loyal following, but in terms of broad acceptance, it was pretty well shunned by the Harley crowd. So there's probably other examples for Harley-Davidson in that regard. I've had to slow it way down in this town just to match the majority of traffic. I told my boys, I said, if we don't adopt to their riding style here, or driving style, we're going to be getting tickets left and right. So I've been trying to get my boys to slow down anyway on their bikes. They're getting a little spirited, I'd say, as they gain confidence in their riding ability. But traffic's traffic, so that's always the wild card. So what bike would I get if I were to get a new bike, which I'm not in the market for, that could be considered quirky? Could be that Moto Guzzi, was it the V100? I think it's a pretty cool looking bike. I don't know, what do you think out there? What bike would you get, or would you consider, that maybe your friends would say to you, why did you get that bike? You know, the other thing about quirky bikes is you better love them, because the resale value may not be so great. But you know, sometimes you just don't know what's going to be considered a quirky bike. It might appeal to you, and you don't really do much research relative to what other people think about it, and you just get it, and then you find out they hardly sell. I mean, that was the case with this Katana. Now, when I got it well after its debut. I got it in 2021, came out in 2019, and it was just languishing in dealer showrooms. Of course, when bike supply got tight, everybody was snatching them up. There may even still be a few leftovers out there, but the bike sold poorly enough that they didn't bring it back in the US. It's available in Canada and Europe though. So again, let me know what you think would be a quirky bike to consider these days, and please stay tuned for future videos. Thanks very much.